Welcome to the podcast formerly known as Emergency Protocol. I'm Jackie.
And I'm Denise.
That's still my mama.
And that's still my baby.
We're also still stressy and depressy, just with a new name.
Because apparently Emergency Protocol sounded too much like we were selling first aid kits.
So, welcome to the 12 Steps for Everyone.
Whether you're in recovery like me,
or managing mental health like I am, these steps are the guardrails that keep us on the road.
Whether we're going one day at a time,
or just trying to conquer Laundry Mountain.
Let's get into it before we change the name again. Hi.
Hi.
How's it going?
It's going. It's not.
It's not going?
No.
Oh, it's going for me. So
That's good.
we'll be on the seesaw. And then when you're going, I'll be up in the air. Somebody's feet should always be on the ground. Hopefully we're going to balance each other out. I don't know if that's reality. That is so not reality, actually. But,
no.
Just making shit up over here.
Yeah. As one does.
As one does.
It's not going, but it's not going.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. It sounds like it's just going slow. I had a big milestone this week.
You did.
40 fucking years sober.
40
That's
fucking
a long time. That was on Friday. Today is Saturday, so yesterday. And I went to see my bestie take a cake. Or no, she spoke at a meeting and gave me a cake. And then I got to the office and there were like desserts on the counter. And I was like, oh, that's nice. Who brought in treats? And everyone's looking at me. The staff's all looking at me like goofily. And I was like, what's going on? Why are you guys being weird? And then I turn around and they had my whole office decorated with 40 balloons and Martinelli's and flowers. And they wrote I know. They have rosé Martinelli's now. Pretty delicious, I have to say. But I was so sick because it was like, it was like 9:00 and it was like Martinelli's and Angel Made bakery treats, which are delicious if you live in LA. Shout out to Angel Made Japanese, the little Japanese bakery on Centinela. So anyway, but I was definitely sugar crashing after that. I was like, oh. And then West bought lunch for everybody as a special treat. Shout out to West. Thank you.
You're so
and
nice.
Thank you to all of my people for making me feel so special. And they wrote me really beautiful, like long messages in a birthday card. And it was super sweet. And so I'm feeling not only like appreciated in my world. One of my sponsees called and, sang, and then had her little boy also say a few words. And it was so cute. It's just like around this time, it's just nice to feel loved and appreciated. And also 40 years is a long time. So as I'm looking at the staff, I was like, I have been sober longer than any of them have been walking the earth.
Yeah, it's a whole lifetime. It's some people's whole lifetime.
It's more than their lifetime.
Yeah.
That is crazy. And so, but I am super joyful because what happens around birthday time is, or some people call it anniversaries, is you take cakes and you have people, kind of hand you this ceremonial cake and people sing and you blow out the candles and you say a few words. But it's always of gratitude because it's a really unique time in the year where you compare yourself to yourself. Like what my life could have been and what it is so vastly different. And also I can see where the practice of this 12 steps has gotten me not only personally, but professionally, because I practice this work in every area of my life.
Yeah.
It allows me to be a really authentic person in a place where people, I don't want to say they're not authentic, but there's a lot of fear in being actually who you are and
Mm-hmm.
talking about stuff like being an alcoholic, right? Or being
Yeah.
an addict or whatever. And
Mm-hmm.
I just definitely was not comfortable with it when I first got sober, but here I am now and
Podcasting
very
about it.
podcast broken, yeah, just talking about it everywhere
Mm,
because, people need to know that there's hope. Like if you're
yeah.
struggling, and last night you said you're not going to drink again or smoke any weed or whatever the thing is. You're not going to sleep with that guy or whatever. And you did it. You know that there is a way to stop. There is a path forward that is more loving. And, it's hard to keep doing the work, to keep looking at
Mm-hmm.
yourself and like making corrections and taking ownership for your side of the street in all areas of life.
Yeah.
But it's so much easier than living with the pain of the regret of doing things that don't serve me or other people.
Mm-hmm. And there are so many people who want to be like a helping space, a safe space for those who were there before, right? Or like
Yeah.
who are going through it now,
Yeah.
right? I also want you to talk about the full circle Olympics moment.
The full circle Olympics moment.
Yeah, just like the last time the Olympics were in LA versus
Oh,
now.
okay. So this week in LA, we got if you live in LA, you got to order Olympic tickets
If you
ahead of time.
registered.
If you
Yeah.
registered in
It's like
advance, which,
resident presale.
yeah. So, which we did.
Mm-hmm.
And my slot was on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm I'm stressed out trying to get the tickets I want to get to, which of course, because now we're soccer fans, I got tickets to see the quarterfinal, the
Yeah.
semifinal, and the final and opening
Mm-hmm.
ceremonies, which I'm so excited about. Like, I'm so excited because the last time the Olympics were in LA was 1984. So my sobriety date is
Which is
1986,
more than 40 years ago.
also more than 40 fucking years ago. But in 1984, I was
19?
19
Mm-hmm.
and I was already just wasted, right? And broke ass broke because I couldn't
Mm-hmm.
hold a job. And the only event I could get to was like I could go to San Vicente in Santa Monica and clap for the marathon runners
Marathoners.
who came by. But also it was like I had to get up early, so I'm already like just thinking about it, squinting my eyes because it's like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I most likely was up all night the night before and had to drag my bedraggled ass to San Vicente, find a place to park, go out, clap, and then get back. And I remember, I think somebody invited me to one event
Mm-hmm.
and I knew I couldn't make it to the event. Like I couldn't have it interfere with the partying that was going on. Because like 19, I was really digging my way to the bottom and I could not function in regular life.
Mm-hmm.
And that's so crazy to me. Like 19 years old, a whole life ahead of me, and it was gonna either end soon or I was gonna go to jail or I was gonna be institutionalized, which is usually one of the three things that happen to people who drink and do drugs like me,
Mm-hmm.
or I got sober. And so I got sober
Mm-hmm.
when I was 20, which is such a crazy thing. And now if I had have said, okay, you're gonna not only get sober, you're gonna get sober, and 40 years later, you're gonna be a upper management person for an international company overseeing like over 1,000 people in multiple areas. and have a house and two kids. Like, what?
Two kids in grad school.
Two kids in grad school. Like, I couldn't graduate college, which is going to lead us into our next conversation.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been just like, what? There's
Mm-hmm.
no way to get here from there. But
Mm-hmm.
there is actually a way to get here from there, and it's one day at a time, one step at a time, one moment at a time. There were days when I was like, I really do want to smoke some weed, and like right now, I'm just not going to do it right now, right now, right now. No, like, and then until it passed, right?
Mm-hmm.
I probably could use that with sugar. I feel like I'm addicted to sugar in that same way now. Like, or I don't
Mm-hmm.
think about it. If I just want it, I just eat it and without
Mm-hmm.
thinking. It's not
Mm-hmm.
like I eat sugar all day, but I think actually am gonna kind of look into that because
I
anyway,
don't want to toxic positivity or tell you what to do, but given everything that's happening, I keep telling everybody when they're like, I shouldn't do this, or like, I want to change this. I'm like, is now really the best time to be changing up our least harmful coping mechanisms? Because, like, again, if you were like, man, I really need to look at how many fentanyl patches I'm
yeah,
putting on each week, I'd be like, yeah, that's, reasonable.
and
If
also it's
you're,
yeah. And I'm not like I definitely it's not the same as alcohol and drugs or
yeah.
weed was because for instance, one of my coworkers and friends,
Mm,
Diana, goes to Germany quite often to see her family.
hmm.
And one year, like 2 years ago, she
Uh,
brought home these chocolates from Switzerland that are just the most fucking delicious chocolates I've ever had.
hmm.
And she brought me a box with like 20 in them. And, it lasts me like I eat them before the expiration date, but I don't often remember that they're there. I don't eat them
Hmm.
every day. I have them in my office, and it's kind of like that good, nice 3 o'clock chocolate thing.
Sure.
If I want it, or I can even think about it. And I, if I was really, it would have been gone. I would have gone into the closet and just ate the whole box and then been
Hmm.
sick if I had the same kind of insatiable desire, right? Like
Hmm.
that kind of compulsiveness to, like
Hmm.
the compulsiveness to drink and use is not the
Yeah.
same with chocolate, sugar, or whatever. Like
Yeah.
it's so,
Those
so
sugar
yeah,
cravings I mean, did you have sugar cravings when you were getting sober too? Because I
for
feel like
sure,
that's a easy, like
for
your
sure.
system wants like some sort of stimulation,
Because you had
right?
to replace the sugar from the alcohol.
Mm.
Oftentimes, like
Oh ho
in the
ho.
early days of people getting sober, people would have like extra things of honey and things in their house to give to somebody who was coming off of alcohol because the sugar was one of the things that
Mm.
it was being taken away.
Hmm.
So, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, I immediately replaced all of that with coffee, which I didn't drink much of. I started drinking lots of coffee, ate lots of sugar, smoked lots of cigarettes, and then 5 years in, quit smoking cigarettes. So that's
Mhm.
also actually 35 years of not smoking.
It's a huge anniversary. Quitting smoking is so hard.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that, but it's been 35 years since I've smoked because I knew I was going to get pregnant. I think that's right.
That was like 2 years
No,
before.
that's not right. That's not right.
That's not right.
The math's not right.
Oh,
Wait, was it?
you
Maybe
had me
it
when you
was.
were 7 years
I was, but
sober.
I think I did quit. When was I?
Did you quit before you got married? Before the wedding?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
That was like a year before I was born.
Yeah.
And then a year
And I knew I
before
was going to
that,
get
you got
pregnant and I
engaged.
didn't want to smoke. Yeah. So I wanted to be healthy as
Mm,
much as possible. I was all
thanks.
that. I was like, okay, I can't see scary movies. I don't want to go to bands that are too loud and blah, blah, blah. I was weird.
Yeah, you did your
I get it. I was helicoptering and oh yeah, my Kundalini yoga.
uh-huh.
Yeah, that actually
Funny.
helped me a lot in natural childbirth, I will say. Okay, so anyway, Olympics, I'm already feeling the joy of the Olympics, and it's not
Yes.
even for another 2 years, but I'm
Yes.
so excited I have something to look forward to.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited that I am a functioning human being who can get in a car, drive themselves, not get wasted, be there for the whole event, see what's happening, and leave and in the
And remember
safety
it the
and
next day.
remember it and not go home with some dude I met in the stands
Mm.
because they said hello in a nice way or something stupid like that. Oh my God.
Well,
I was such a mess. I was
hmm
such a mess. And oh my God, I like my life is so incredible. I mean, yeah, it's incredible. I've gotten to travel. And it's been hard too, I mean, I've lost my brother. I've had some shit, right? Lost,
Yeah.
lost grandparents, you know, people with health issues. There's stuff
Yeah.
that um happens when you're living
Yeah.
that are out of your control, and yet
hmm
I can always find somebody to help me get through it. But
hmm
I want to transition into the proud of my girls
hmm
in grad school because we had an interesting conversation that I thought would be a good thing to talk about today. So I'm going to let you talk about that.
Okay. Yeah. So I got to go to an author talk this week with Ocean Vuong, who is a poet, an author, photographer, really, really remarkable person, like speaks in prose, just wonderful.
I feel like he's a
Um,
Renaissance man.
yes. Yeah. Apparently used to be a skate kid, which I found out, which is
Oh my
hilarious.
God. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I'm trying to reconcile that Ocean Vuong with the one who was on Being with Krista Tippett and was like, I want to take off the shoes of my voice so I can enter a place with care.
Oh,
Like I feel like there's so many layers to that journey. But I was reflecting a lot because one his like debut novel, which is semi-autobiographical, is called On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous, and it focuses a lot on themes. It's the narrator is a character named Little Dog who is writing these letters to his mother, who is a Vietnamese refugee, and they came to the US when Little Dog is very small, and so just kind of like what that journey is like. And so as we were like having listening in on this discussion around his work, he shared how that in his family it was four women raising seven boys, right? So there's already this like kind of funny like imbalance of power where the women are older, the boys are younger, but because they're boys and they're coming from a patriarchal culture, they inherently have a little bit more power in some ways. But as the kids are going through their schooling, they're acquiring English at a really fast rate, right? And so they start to be able to have like their own conversations, their own like world that's not accessible to their caregivers, right? And so he was reflecting on how at the dining table, that was a space where the women would kind of like reclaim their matriarchy by telling stories and holding space for themselves and kind of like fighting to regain the respect of these sons who were kind of like developing past where they knew that they could ever be in some
mm,
ways.
hmm.
Right. And so Ocean also then talked about how like he knew Vietnamese up to like a second or third grade level because that's the level of education that his family had gotten. And so he had been trying to learn more Vietnamese and came home one day and said a word and immediately could see on their faces that he had outstripped them again in his level of Vietnamese language learning. Like he had eclipsed where they were in terms of their Vietnamese education and how hurtful that was to them, and made a very intentional decision to stop learning Vietnamese
Mm,
so that he could maintain that parity and that respect with his family, right? Because it was just too painful for him to see that like pain there.
mm.
That was the first piece. And then also how he would come home and read, and then his mom would make comments like, well, I would be doing that too if I could. Like, I would be sitting around reading, right?
Mm,
And he realized that like literacy was such a deep wound for her. And to have a child who's like focusing their career and eventually finding massive success in writing, like how intense that is. And so he also stopped reading in front of her as well, which I thought was like heartbreaking and beautiful and generous and very thoughtful and just showed so much love, right? And so that got me thinking about how, like, in some ways that does parallel certain parts of our family, right? Livy and I are the first ones to go to grad school in like maybe generations. I think maybe we had like a
mhm.
great grandma who got like a teaching degree or something, like a great 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 grandma, right?
Yeah. Maybe Uncle Mark. I don't know if he
Oh
got
yeah.
yeah.
And Uncle
I'll
Marty.
ask him tomorrow. Yeah,
Yeah.
Uncle Marty.
Uncle Marty was a doctor. So
Yeah.
yes. But
Right.
it's like Livy and I are the first ones to get to this second level of secondary education.
Right.
And I think even like in high school, we had had conversations around how like, you could read my work, but you're like, I don't, I'm not going to be able to like fix your grammar or anything,
And I
right?
definitely can't help with math.
Yeah, well, yeah, which is fine because I didn't like math anyway.
But your
Didn't
sister
end up
did.
coming up. Yeah,
But I couldn't, I was like, okay, past like
she
sixth
can have
grade, I was
that.
like, I'm out. Sorry.
Yeah, but exactly. But also like that had me thinking so much about how like you know, I think you are very proud of us and you were very intentional about making education the vehicle by which we could form connections and like grow as people, right? Like that
Mhm.
was always your priority was to keep us in school, keep us in private school particularly. Like that was the goal.
Right.
And it still had me reflecting like, oh, like, you've never expressed that as something you're uncomfortable with, but that is a reality of like our dynamic, right? Is
Hmm.
like there's like just certain things that like we will not have shared experiences about,
Right.
right? But the way that you are so like generous and loving and supportive has never made me feel uncomfortable about achieving this highly after like freshman year, basically. Right. Because I felt
Right.
uncomfortable then coming home and then like using the word pantheon and then being like, no one, and being
Oh
around
my God.
people
And you
who's
were talking about all of the fucking philosophers, and thank God Mitch was there. I was
the
just like,
categorical imperative.
oh my God. Like, really, girl? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But and we were talking about whether I had any of those same feelings as
Hmm.
Ocean's mom. And I think probably, maybe when it was first happening, where you guys
Hmm.
were eclipsing me in your knowledge of book smarts, right?
Sure.
And I have said, I've had imposter syndrome in
Hmm.
my work because I didn't go to Harvard Business School. I didn't,
Sure.
work for McKinsey. I didn't do these things that some of our contemporaries have done, right? Not
Yeah.
everybody, but a lot of
But then you also hear them saying that they have imposter syndrome too,
correct.
right?
Yes. Yes. Yeah. And
So,
so, yeah,
so we're
but
all
the
just a bunch of losers who are insecure.
exactly, exactly. I was in a meeting with a bunch of senior leaders and we were talking about that. And it
Yeah.
was like, having imposter syndrome and being intimidated by people.
Yeah.
And I think because I'm sitting where I sit now, I am 60
Mm.
years old. I have earned the seat that I'm sitting in my company. I do work hard and I know what I know and I'm good at what I do. I don't feel your success makes me any less. Doesn't make me lesser of anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's just makes me proud that
Yeah.
you guys wanted to do it and were able to do it and are doing it. Like that is
Yeah.
so cool, especially because I didn't graduate high school. I took a
Mhm.
proficiency exam to get out of high school.
Yeah.
and, got into real estate when I was 20, when I was
Mm-hmm.
newly sober. And I think, was it newly, maybe one
Yeah.
year in or second year in? So yeah, newly sober
Mm-hmm.
and worked at the same kind of thing for a very long time. So I've learned a lot and sat in a lot of different seats. And also I have come to give myself some grace in that
Mm-hmm.
I know now, and this wasn't a thing when I was growing up. I know now that I'm not a textbook learner.
Mm-hmm.
I would have done very good with learning auditorially, not
Mm-hmm.
reading. Like there's
Yeah.
just I think I'm a very different like even today like I can listen to 5 books a month. I
Mm-hmm.
could read one book in 6 months. Like I
Mm-hmm.
just can't read it and it's just the way my brain works and I don't feel bad about it. It's
Sure.
just the way I am. And so
Mm-hmm.
I no longer really have even that thing where it's like, maybe I should go back to school and get my degree because it's not fun for me because I
Mm-hmm.
don't learn that way. Right. And so the
Mm-hmm.
idea of like having to study a book and write a 20-page whatever about it, just like, no.
Mm-hmm.
But I also know, and I think this is where it, the kind of like shame that I used to have around it is gone, is
Mm-hmm.
that I love learning. I
Mm-hmm.
know I love learning, and
Mm-hmm.
I learn the way that I like to learn.
Yeah.
So I will take a quick course in something. I will go to a workshop. I will go to a 3-day
Retreat,
thing.
conference.
I will go and seek what I need and then get to apply it immediately.
Yeah.
And so that's the way that I love to learn and apply knowledge
Yeah.
is practical. Like I don't do good in theory
Mm-hmm.
because I need action. Like
Yeah.
I need to see tangible, feel tangible, be doing.
Mm-hmm.
And that also is like it's okay that I'm like this and
Yeah.
it's okay that you're like that, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't make one of us wrong or
Mm-mm.
stronger or better. It's just who we are and that is such a beautiful thing that,
Yeah.
you know, and I'm super proud. Like I'm super proud that I have these two really fucking smart girls who
Mm-hmm.
are well, women now who are following their path in life and seeing where it's going to go. And also,
Yeah.
I'm not attached to the outcome of where you guys go. Like, you know what? Even if you
Yeah.
didn't go back to grad school, I'm okay with that. If Livy decided not to be a veterinarian, that's okay with that. Is it awesome that you're in grad school and she's in vet school?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So cool.
Yeah.
And I am proud to tell people about it. Do you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like, but I would be equally proud if you were doing something else because I just am proud of you as
Mm-hmm.
humans. And that is the bigger, more important measurement for me
Yeah.
than accomplishment
Yeah.
in a like societal way.
Yeah. And I think that empowers us because you don't also like on the flip side, you could also like take ownership of our success in that way that I've seen other parents do, right? Where like my accomplishments become your accomplishments, which to a certain extent they are,
Hmm.
right? But you're not saying like, well, we're graduating from Wash U in 2027, right? It's like, no, Jackie's graduating from Wash U in 2027,
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
you know? But I do see that kind of like the desire for the like child success is so strong that it
Hmm.
becomes like part of the parent's experience or they like
Right.
internalize it. So,
And I think it's also different too, just in the relation in going back to the beginning of our conversation with
mm-hmm,
Ocean's mom and
mm-hmm,
I, because I am 4 or 5 generations in on paternal side
Hmm.
and going back to, I don't know, the 1700s on mom's side of being here. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not a first generation
Hmm.
American making my way into this new
Hmm.
country and having a better life for my children. Like,
Right.
I'm already multiple generations into that, where I think the pressure of
Hmm.
me just like grinding to
Yeah.
give my kids a better life is not the same as, I mean, it's still, yes, I still did grind. I mean, there were
Yeah.
times where it was a struggle to pay for those tuitions. It
Right.
was like I was going to do whatever I had to do to make sure you guys got an education because I knew that could never be taken away from you. And I knew how
Yeah.
smart you were. And once we were in it, I was like, okay, we're in it. We're doing it this way.
Yeah.
Whether it's right or wrong, I don't know, but it worked for us. Yeah. So it's interesting because I'm really getting to this place where like I'm appreciating people's differences and it's okay to be different. And I
Hmm.
wrote about it in my little newsletter I send out to my agents every
Hmm.
week last week because it was like, just imagine if everybody painted portraits, right? Or all
Hmm.
music was the same genre, or
Mm.
just like, if everybody was just conforming to the same thing, how boring it would be to just go through a gallery and look at portrait after portrait after portrait
Hmm.
after portrait. Like, that wouldn't be fun. Or going to a concert where everybody's playing a version of the same song. Ugh,
Yeah.
no. Like
Yeah.
the beauty is like you get Led Zeppelin and you get Pavarotti, right? Like you
Hmm.
get all of the stuff.
Hmm.
It's
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
I think it was just an interesting conversation because I never really thought about how a parent, and he was so sensitive and being around,
Hmm.
about honoring that with his mom.
Hmm.
But I also was like, why don't you just teach your mom how to read? Like, teach your mom how to
Well, he
read.
tried.
He
He tried.
did.
And that's part of it. Yeah. I think they just reached a level where it
Uh,
was just like, yeah.
we're not going to be able to do this. Well, and I can relate to that because
Hmm.
I just can't do math the same way your sister can. And
Right.
I don't know, it wouldn't matter how much she tried to show me. I
Yeah.
would not, it's just not my strength.
Hmm.
And that's the other thing. It's in my studies of different things,
Hmm.
I there was a book called Strength Finders, and it was really
Mm.
about leaning into your strengths and not trying to develop your weaknesses. Like, who cares about your
Mm.
weaknesses? Right? Like, just go for what
Yeah.
you're good at and keep
Hmm.
getting better. Like, why
Yeah.
struggle with something that I'm never going to be good at?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, who
Right.
cares?
Right. Unless you enjoy the challenge of that, which like,
Right, right,
yeah. I
exactly.
So I feel like also my question for you then is like, I've always known you to be a growth-oriented person. And I know you talked about how as a kid you were very curious and you liked learning things in school to a certain point, and then it
Hmm.
became not as enjoyable. And so it's like kind of the step seven, right? Which is
Hmm.
like our actions are based in humility and service of our highest and best selves.
Hmm.
Like, was there a point in your like early sobriety or like the that kind of those earlier years where you are like, this is how I want to move through the world with this kind of curiosity? Like, did you notice yourself embracing that, or what did that just kind of like happen?
I think it kind of happened. So, when I first got sober, my best friend was sober, and then she was somebody who did really well in school,
Mm,
and she went to UCLA, and then she went and did like her study abroad in France. And I was
mm-hmm.
like, oh, and at that point I did feel bad. I was like, I didn't even
Sure.
graduate, not much less go to any university, much less, but I did meet her in Paris. So I figured that
Mm-hmm.
out. But it was because I was working for a travel agency, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
and
You found a way to do it.
I found a way to do it. But I didn't have any one thing. Like I thought about, and I think that's why I got into real estate. I thought about architecture, like going to like SciArc or something and seeing
Mm,
if I could apply to that. But I realized that I am a people person and I would
mm-hmm,
not be I wouldn't be good like an engineer. Do you know what I mean? Like I
mm-hmm,
wouldn't be good sitting behind a computer or at a table for long day after day kind of
mm-hmm.
tinkering with things.
Yeah.
And so as much as I love to build stuff and like assemble things,
Mm-hmm,
I realized I didn't like that. And I did always love beautiful houses. And so real estate was a place for me to use my brain
mm-hmm.
in I got to see that I have very left and right brain kind of brain. And I have
Sure.
actually a cover on my work computer that's like
Mm-hmm,
left and right. And one is like all numeric stuff because I
mm-hmm,
am like on some tech committee this is not
mm-hmm.
anymore, but finding errors in the data that are
Yeah.
going to affect outcomes down the road.
Mm-hmm.
Like if this number doesn't get fixed here, we're
Yeah.
going to be basing decisions all the way over here on bad data.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm good at the
Pattern
yeah,
recognition.
my boss calls me Eagle Eyes Freed, right? And so because I always find that one little thing and I'm like, didn't everybody see this? No, nobody saw.
No.
But I also really like people and I'm really empathetic and people come to
Yeah.
me in that kind of mama freed kind of
People
way
tell
and
you stuff.
people tell me stuff. But that's the program part of me that, did has listened to multiple fifth step inventory as I am the safe person for people to tell their
Mm-hmm.
secrets to, and they go into the vault. And so people
Mm-hmm.
know that I'm trustworthy and therefore trust me to see them,
Yeah.
and one of our friends is here from Germany with her son this week and gave me a big hug and
Mm-hmm.
burst into tears. She always does that when we're, you know what I mean? She's for the longest, it's like, Mama Freed, oh my God, I miss you. So I didn't realize how
Yeah.
much I miss this until I'm here, right? And
Yeah.
so I think it was, at a certain point, I think it was 2000, around 2005,
Mm.
when I started looking at real estate really like a business because I was
Mm-hmm.
like at that point I was like I had made
You
a
were
lot
cranking.
of money.
That was the BMW
That
season.
was a year 2005. I made like $750,000 selling
Damn.
and my most expensive house was 1,500,000. So I had to sell a
You were
lot. I had to
cranking.
sell like 40 something houses and it was me and an assistant.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I'll wash dogs before I have another year like that. I just can't. I don't want to
Yeah.
do this. And two young kids.
Yeah.
No, one, just you.
No,
2005. No, no,
2005, Livy was
two
five
kids.
and
He
I
was
was
five.
12.
Two young kids
Mm-hmm.
at two different schools. Like just, oh my
Yeah.
God. And so I really started looking at systems. I got really interested in
Mm-hmm.
systematizing and being looking at it like a business with an operations
Yeah.
in a different way than I had been looking at it. I was just flying by the seat of my pants.
Yeah.
And so I really needed to, I mean, thank God I made all that money because we were in the financial crisis 2 years later and we
Right. A little different. But then again, you were like, you met the moment, right? You started doing short sales and foreclosures and like you just kind
Well,
of,
no, I went into management. I got like a
oh, right.
full-time gig so I could just be stable in my income and
Mm,
keep you guys in school. And I did that for 2 years until my brother died. And then 2 weeks
I was
after he
like, fuck
died,
this shit.
I was like, nope, I don't want to spend my
Yeah.
time doing that. And that's like the learning things that happen when life is in session is
Yeah.
like, oh, time is short and how am I going to spend it and who am I spending it with?
Mm-hmm.
Not spending it here doing this with these people. And I
Yeah.
quit 2 weeks later. And that was a, an amazing gift. And I still had no idea how I was going to get out of it, but it was 2010. So we were
Mhm.
coming out of the crisis and I
Yeah.
just got back into it and started, over again.
Hmm.
And I've done that back and forth. I've gone in and out of management. This is probably my longest stretch of management now
Yeah.
from, what is it, 2018?
Hmm.
So,
Yeah, it's
um,
almost a decade. That's crazy.
yeah,
Almost a
but
decade?
but that's the thing. Like you do something long enough and you get
Yeah.
good at it. If you're interested in getting better, some people
Yeah.
just phone it in. They're happy doing what they're doing. They're going to do the status quo. They're not going to do
Yeah.
anything extra. I love finding the extra. Like what is going to
Hmm.
make this better? Where's this broken and can
You're
we
an
fix it up?
optimizer. Yeah.
Yes. I want to do
And
more with
you,
less.
yes. And you also optimize for the kind of space you want to be in, right? You've been very intentional about creating office culture and a space where people can come and tell you things, which, some people might not do in other companies or other
Right.
work situations, right?
Right.
Like that, I think your willingness to like embrace humanity within the workspace is a major, major strength
Yeah.
of yours.
I mean, I did start a 12-step meeting for everyone at Compass who wanted to come.
Yeah.
And this meeting on Friday, so it's been going since 2020, and yesterday's meeting, it was all guys and me. And I was like, oh, I get to be at a
Nice.
men's stag.
Amidst that.
And I was like, this is fun. This is like, oh, I get to see what's going on the other side. And, watching men be vulnerable and
Yeah.
cry
I
because
love
something is
watching men cry.
because they're so touched by love, or do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it wasn't like sad tears. They were
Hmm.
tears of gratitude and just
Yeah.
men being that sensitive. And I was like, is this what it's like? Because I love this. Like this is so cool.
Yeah.
I love sensitive people,
Yeah.
right? And
Mhm.
so, and it's really the no, it's not the only mixed meeting I go to, but
That's the
anyway.
most intimate mixed meeting you go to, I would
Yes,
say. The
yes,
rest are
because
all big format,
yeah,
like speaker meetings.
yeah. So anyway, it's just I'm in this place of extreme gratitude, even
Mm-hmm.
with all of the craziness in the
Mm-hmm.
world. It's like I know, like whatever, if the drones come and blow us up tomorrow, that's what happens. But in today, I got to talk to you for a couple hours. Yesterday, I got to feel so loved and appreciated and
Mm-hmm.
cared for. And, it's like that my staff who know nothing about sobriety, nothing
Mm-hmm.
about anything, feel so cared for by me that they do that reciprocal caring
Yeah.
is like I'm winning the game. Like
Yeah.
if anything that culture of what I bring is also now what they bring to the table is
Yeah.
so fucking amazing. It's so beautiful because we do care for each other. We laugh. We were in a staff meeting the other day. Two of our guys were laughing so hard they couldn't catch their breath and they were crying tears, of like
Mhm.
that crazy like childhood laughter.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
being able to work in a place that has that kind of joy
Yeah.
is so spectacular.
Mm.
And it's that way because I insist on it being that way.
Hmm.
It's a non-negotiable.
It's a very
Like,
intentional and deliberate
right,
cultivation. Yeah.
right. You're going to come in and be our culture. And
Hmm.
if you're not, we're going to have to sit down and we're going to talk about it. And I have talked about it with some people like, hey, you can't talk to our staff this way.
Hmm.
Then this is the only time I'm ever going to warn you about it. The next time we're going to have a different conversation, right? Like I know
Mm.
when I need to step into that role too. I don't
Yeah.
like it,
No.
but people know when I'm stepping into it, like, oh shit.
Yeah.
You probably know that.
Honestly, yes and no, right? I think like, yeah, we haven't had to have too many of those.
No.
Yeah.
Because you know what I think the thing is like I've learned what I've learned from from skinning my knee. Like you
Mm-hmm.
have to skin your knee. And I always tried to protect you guys so much. And then I was like, shit, I think I read a book about the blessings of a skinned knee. I forget what the author's name is. And I was like, she's right. Like you guys need to like fall down and brush yourself
Mm,
off and get back up. And I can't fix this for you. I can be
mm-hmm.
there and I can hold your hand and I can rub your back and I can,
Yeah.
be there, but I can't do it for you.
Mm-hmm.
I love that again, we're still learning stuff and we're learning
Mm-hmm.
from each other.
Yeah.
And I'm not smaller for knowing what or for not knowing what you know, and you're not smaller for me knowing what I know.
Mm-hmm.
And that gives us the space to grow into whatever it is we're supposed to be, which is so
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like being able to share the way that we do family in this space, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a big family. It's a big family week. Did Passover
Mm-hmm. You're gonna do
and I'm
Easter.
gonna do Easter tomorrow and yeah, ham and eggs.
Mm.
Ham and shank bones.
Ham and matzah.
Ham and
A matzah and
matzah
ham sandwich.
with a peep in the middle.
Ugh. I will say I did convert people to some of the gluten-free matzah 'cause I had friends
Oh,
over last week
it's
for dinner.
it's
And I was
better.
like, you're gonna think I'm crazy. And there, one of my friends is like, I don't think you're crazy. That's your culture. And I was like, fuck you. That's my culture. What do you mean a gluten-free matzah? But they're not wrong. I mean, it was
Not wrong.
true. But then an hour later, I got you know, I was skeptical. This is actually pretty good.
The gluten-free
The
matzah
gluten-free
is
matzah.
better than the other one, I think, because
Mhm.
it's salted.
Well, and also the texture is like
Crispier.
crispy, not cardboard.
Yes. Yes.
So,
Oh my God, we were laughing so hard because they were talking about something. They were talking about the inequities of finding the afikomen for
oh,
the and how one of the families did a tiered thing. So the older kids got $20, the
oh,
middle kids got 10, and the little ones got like two or one. But
hmm
now the little ones were old enough to know that there was an inequity and they felt jilted by
uh-huh.
the money. And
Uh,
you guys can all look up what afikoman is, but
yeah,
they're hiding the matzah and the kids have to find it. And
yes,
and cousin Sarah said, "Well, I mean, why make it? I mean, it's why make it hard? It's a joy to like make it a bummer for a joyful holiday." I'm like, Passover's joyful. We got locusts and fucking
the blood of the
the
firstborn.
babies being sent down the river. Luckily, somebody
Yeah.
saw him and grabbed him, and then she had to pretend to be like his
Oh my God.
nanny and raise him. And like I'm like, remind me, what part of this is the
Yeah.
joyful part? The part where they escape Egypt? Is
Yeah.
that's the part
Yes.
that's
When
right?
they get to go into the hot ass desert for
Like
40
yeah,
years.
where Miriam gets to look for water in the fucking desert. That was
Hmm.
her job. I was like, none of that sounds like a joyful fucking existence. I'm sorry.
Hmm.
Call me crazy, but
That's why we
slavery
had to do the Afikoman. We
slavery
needed
and,
something.
yeah, the blood of the firstborn. Tell me again what part of we were I
Anyway.
was laughing, but yes,
Yeah.
anyway. Yeah.
Well, same with Easter, right?
Yep.
He's back from the dead.
Christos Anisto.
Nothing like a religious zombie to really just give you
Hey,
spring energy.
come on back.
Sorry, that was mean for people who I'm sorry. If you do love Christ and you're a Christian and you love
Yeah.
Easter, I apologize.
I
But
don't
also,
apologize for the Miriam comment because fuck
okay.
that. They made us go look for fucking water in the
Yeah.
desert. Anyway, it's okay.
Okay. Okay.
Everybody has their things.
Everybody has
We're
their
going to
things.
go and celebrate things. And
Yes.
I think the thing is, regardless of what you believe in or don't
Mm.
believe in or how you believe, it's a belonging thing
Mm-hmm.
more than I think it is a religious thing because
Mm-hmm.
there's no one, I mean, that's not true. On that part of your dad's side,
Mm-hmm.
this particular group of family members actually do go to temple and
Mm-hmm.
do actually participate in the religious study,
Mm-hmm.
right? But nowhere on my dad's side, I mean, it was droned into them like in high school and, Catholic school growing up,
Mm-hmm.
but no one goes to church
Mm-hmm.
ever,
Mm-hmm.
like ever,
Mm-hmm.
unless it's me on vacation because I like to go into churches and I like the smell and I like the look and I'll go light a candle for my brother, right? Like that's the thing I
Or
do.
sometimes Christmas Mass.
I
We have
can't
a
even,
few who go, not you.
no. Yeah. But so it's kind of like the,
It's the family and the loving and the
it's the
tradition and the
family.
showing up
Yes. It's
part.
like the
Yeah.
food, the sharing of the food and
Mm-hmm.
the tradition of what it is that we eat
Yeah.
and how we sit together.
Mm. That's a good topic for next week for the showing upness.
All right.
Yeah. So I have thoughts on that.
I love it. All
Okay.
right. Well,
All right.
next week, maybe I'll have a new sign or I'll print out a
Mm.
new 12 steps for everyone because emergency protocol
Has been sunsetted.
it's been sunsetted. We are past that and we are on
Yep.
our next evolution of whatever this
Mm.
is we are doing.
Yes.
And I love you.
I love you
And
too.
do you want to do the countdown?
Okay.
All
Sure.
right.
Yeah, you can enjoy it instead of being the leader.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So, if you're not driving and you're in a safe space, close your eyes with us and think about something that you're grateful for. And take a deep breath in and exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, yay.
Okay, so I just have one last comment.
Oh,
I was listening to our podcast, which I never ever do, but I was listening to
uh-huh.
our last episode, episode 58, in the
Mm.
car.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to the end and it was like, if you're driving, don't close your
Oh,
eyes. And
funny.
I was like, oh, I wonder how this is going to be without my eyes closed, but I'll still take the breath. And you know what? Still felt great. Just want
Okay,
to say,
good.
even without the eyes closed, and if you're driving a motor vehicle, taking a breath and counting to 5 still feels pretty good. So
Nice.
just want to share that.
Cool.
All right. Have a
All
great
right.
day.
You're a miracle.
You're a
Drink some
miracle.
water.
Yep.
I really need water. My pee is like brown.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry, TMI. Love you. Bye. We want to hear from you.
Find us on Instagram and TikTok at 12 Steps for Everyone. That's at the number 12 Steps for Everyone.
Please like and follow us. You can also send us topics you want us to dig into or follow-up questions from each episode.
And if you know someone who would enjoy or benefit from our conversations, please feel free to share this with them. All are welcome here.